Is there anything to search in this room before I leave? Doesn't look like it. Let's go through here. Something to search here. Nothing in it. I like how I'm just casually reading. Oh, log room book. Huge log lists mortuary procedures in tight scrabbled script. The records are to be checked to determine if the shell is one of the contracted. If so, do not prepare the shell. Move the shell to one of the preparation rooms. Contact the scribe on duty and notify him that the contracted shell is to be raised, as in raised from the dead and put to work as a zombie. Be certain that the shell is thoroughly stripped of its possessions before being sent to the preparation rooms. The contracted workers are intended for simple manual labour. That's fine. The faction is not responsible. Okay, so it's kind of the rules about their line of business, bringing people back from the dead as a workforce. Okay, fist irons and copper commons. Copper commons is the currency in this, so that's what you use to buy stuff. So I've got 13 of those at the moment. Fist irons. Yeah, you slip it over your hand and punch people with it, which is nice. So it's got the damage there, 2 to 4 crushing, and a speed of 1. And then if we look at that scalpel, it's 1 to 3 piercing, speed of 1. So they're equally as fast, but actually the fist irons do more damage. So they can do a minimum of 2 and a maximum of 4. This is minimum of 1, maximum of 3. It's like a dice roll that happens behind the scenes. So I'm actually going to put the fist irons on. That speed thing as well, it doesn't make a huge difference. They attack at the same speed. All weapons attack at the same speed. It's just that if the last hit in a fight would drop you, or drop the opponent, that's when it looks at weapon speed. So if your weapon speed is lower, the lower number will get in first. So you would drop your opponent before they dropped you in that instance. So it's pretty rare that it actually comes into play. There's really not a lot in here to loot. There are zombies. Quick check of these. This one, shuffling from slab to slab, bandaging the corpses. It's 396. Carved in the left temple, and its lips are stitched closed. You notice the corpse is carrying a roll of bandages in its hand. Mind if I borrow those bandages? The corpse continues to stare at you. Okay, I'll try and take it. You snake your hand out and take the roll of bandages from the corpse's hand. The corpse doesn't even seem to notice. Continues going through the motions. Okay, cool. Got the bandages. Talk to this one. 1201. Inked on its forehead. And the inks run down its eyes, cheeks and jaws. As you follow the ink tears down the corpse's face, you notice it has run into the stitching sealing the corpse's lips and has caught on what looks like the corner of a note stuck in the corpse's mouth. Right, well, that's got to be important, so I'll try and take that. The note has mingled with ichor in the zombie's mouth. If you try to pull the paper out through the cross stitches, it would tear the paper. Well, thankfully I have a scalpel, so I will snip those. Gain some experience. You deftly slice through the stitches sealing the corpse's mouth and the jaw sags open. You carefully pull the note from the corpse's mouth. Despite the condition of the paper, the writing on it still seems legible. I can read the note, okay. Sorry about slicing those stitches, I just had to see what was in your mouth. Corpse's milky eyes stare at you vacantly. Okay, I'll leave him alone. I wonder what that note is then. It said journal updated. Is it an item? Or is it a journal entry? No, it's an item. This is a foul-smelling note retrieved from the mouth of one of the zombies. It looks like it was sewn into the corpse's mouth by accident. So please, to whatever dustman reads this, I beg of you. I know of my legal obligation under the terms of the dead contract, but I am prepared to offer more than my signing fee if you will cremate my body rather than raising it. I have arranged for this note to be left with my body upon my death. If you are reading this, then please use this note as instructed. Keep the result in exchange for my contracted duty. Let my contract number serve as the key. Looks like the corpse was too late. But you notice that beneath the writing is a diagram. Looks like directions from folding the parchment into a strange pattern. If you're ever capable of examining an object further or performing an action on the object outside the world screen, to use the use button. Alright, okay, right, so I'll try and use it then. 1201. Oh, okay, okay. Now, hey, 20-year-old memory here, but I still remember this. I'm sure 1201 are the numbers relating to here, right? So like 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1 for the upper right corner, 2 for the lower left corner, and then 1. Or not. Damn! I honestly thought I'd remembered that. Right, okay. Right, let's try that again. Fold the upper right into the centre. 2. Is it is 2. Okay, you know what? I can't remember what the flipping heck is with this. We'll come back to it. It's fine. We'll come back to it. I've got the note in my possession when it's... I mean, I'm trying to get the hell out of this mortuary here. I don't have time for paper puzzles. The smell of formaldehyde emanating from this corpse is particularly strong. It smells like it was applied recently. Okay, someone who's newly joined the workforce here. And with good reason. This corpse appears to be in an advanced stage of decay. Or maybe not. Her jaw is missing, and some of the flesh has slid off her skull. Oh no, she's definitely been here a while. 1072. I think you've seen better days. Doesn't seem to respond. Okay. And then I don't think I've talked to this one. A few more corpses making the rounds from slab to slab in the room. Her hair is knotted in a long braid and looped around her neck like a noose. Someone has stenciled the number 1096 onto her head. Nice braid. Corpse does not respond. You don't even know you're there. Okay, cheerio. Right. Dal is important. We will talk to him in a moment. This walking corpse is a number 1094. On its forehead, its mouth has been sewn tightly shut, and the chemical reek of fresh formaldehyde hangs in an overpowering cloud around it. Despite the pallid, sunken features and lifeless milky eyes, it is clear this was once a handsome young man. Okay, so seen anything interesting going on? Corpse continues to stare at you. I am talking to them with purpose, by the way. Because it's quite a random thing to do, it's going to push my alignment towards that chaotic side of things. So it is with good reason. I'm not just doing it for giggles. Okay. Dal. The scribe looks very old, and his skin is wrinkled and has a slight trace of yellow, like old parchment. Charcoal grey eyes lie within an angular face, and a large white beard flows down the front of his robes like a waterfall. His breath is ragged and irregular, but even his occasional coughing does not slow the scratching of his quill pen. Greetings. Whoa, 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 Chief, what are you doing? I was going to speak to this scribe who might know something about how I got here. Look, rattling your bone box with Dusties should be the last thing. Bone box is your skull, your mouth, your teeth. Continue. Before Mort can finish his rant, the scribe begins coughing violently. After a moment or two, the coughing spell dies down, and the scribe's breathing resumes its ragged wheeze. And we especially shouldn't be swapping the chat with sick Dusties. Come on, let's leave. The quicker we give this place the laughter. Before Mort can finish, the scribe's grey eyes flicker to you. The weight of years hangs heavy upon me, restless one. He places down his quill. But I do not yet count deafness among my ailments. Restless one, do you know me? Know you, There's a trace of bitterness in the scribe's voice as he speaks. I have never known you, restless one. No more than you have known yourself. For you have forgotten, have you not? Who are you? As always, the question, and the wrong question as always. He bows slightly, but the movement suddenly sends him into a bout of coughing. I am Dal. Perhaps you can answer some questions for me, Dal.
Updated my journal.
We should play Updated My Journal Bingo. You do a drinking game. Every time he says that you have a drink. Now, you might not be drunk yet, but give it time. Very well. What did you wish to know? What is this place? You were in the mortuary, restless one. Again, you have come. Before he can finish, Dal breaks into a fit of coughing. After a moment, he calms himself and his breathing resumes its ragged wheeze. This is the waiting room for those who are about to depart. the shadow of this life. Tell me about the mortuary. This is where the dead are brought to be interred or cremated. It is our responsibility as dustmen to care for the dead, those who have left this shadow of life and walked the path of true death. Dal's voice drops in concern. Your wounds must have exacted a heavy toll if you do not recognise this place. It is almost your home. Okay, lots of question marks opened up here. Sigil. Sigil is our fair city, Restless One. Tell me some more about the mortuary. This is where the dead are brought to be interred or cremated. Oh yeah, okay. Shadow of life. Yes, a shadow. You see, Restless One, this life is not real. Our life, my life, they are shadows, flickering of what life once was. This life is where we end up after we die. And here we remain, trapped, caged, until we can achieve the true death. True death? True death is non-existence, a state devoid of reason, of sensation, of passion. Dal coughs, then gives a ragged breath. A state of purity. Sounds like oblivion. Why would anyone want that? It is worse than remaining in this shadow of what life once was. Oh, is it worse than remaining in this shadow of what life once was? I think not. Okay, I had other questions. How did I get here? That's important. Dal snorts in contempt as if he finds the memory repugnant. Your mouldy chariot ferried you to the mortuary, Restless One. You would think you were royalty based on the number of loyal subjects that lay stinking and festering on the cart that carried you. I arrived here in a cart.
My journal.
Another drink, another drink. Yes, your body was somewhere in the middle of the heap, sharing its fluids with the rest of the mountain of corpses. Dal breaks into another violent fit of coughing, finally catching his breath minutes later. Your seneschal, Farod, was, as always, pleased to accept a few mouldy coppers to dump the lot of you at the mortuary gate. Okay, who the hell is Farod? He is a collector of the dead. Dal draws a ragged breath and continues. We have such people in our city that scavenge the bodies of those who have walked the path of true death and bring them to us so that they may be interred properly. Okay, and really key, where can I find him? If events persist as they have, Restless One, you have much greater chance of Farod finding you and bringing you to us again before you find whatever ooze puddle he wallows in this time. Nevertheless, I must find him. A slight warning creeps into Dal's tone. Do not seek Farod, Restless One. I am certain that it will simply come full circle again, with you none the wiser and Farod a few coppers richer. Accept death, Restless One. Do not perpetuate the circle of misery. I have to find him. Do you know where he is?
Updated my journal.
Dal is silent for a moment. When he finally speaks, he seems to do so reluctantly. I do not know under which gutterstone Farod layers at the moment, but I imagine that he can be found somewhere beyond the mortuary gates in the hive. Perhaps someone there will know where you can find him. It doesn't sound like you like him. There are some I respect, Restless One. Farod is not one of them. He wears his ill repute like a badge of honour and takes liberties with the possessions of the dead. He is a knight of the post, cross-trading filth of the lowest sort. What's a knight of the post? A knight of the post, a thief. All Farod brings to our walls come stripped of a little less of their dignity than they possessed in life. Farod takes whatever he may pry from their stiffening fingers. Did he take anything from me? Most likely. Are you missing anything, especially anything of value? Not that Farod would take exception to anything that wasn't physically grafted to your body, and sometimes even that's not enough to give his greedy mind pause. I am missing a journal. A journal, if it was of any value, then it is likely that it lies in Farod's hands. Okay, so we have drawn a line between the dots there. Farod wheeled me in here. I was dead, as far as he could tell, along with a whole load of other bodies. And it sounds as though, because he's a thief, because he's a bit of a toe rag, he has taken the journal that's got a big chunk of information about me. So it's clear the game is directing me that way. Can you tell me how to get over here? That's a good question to ask. The front gate is the most obvious exit, but they will not let anyone other than Dustman pass. One of the guides by the front gate has a key to it, but it is unlikely he will open it for you unless you're extremely persuasive. Just flex a muscle at him. Let me out, please. Okay, is there anything else I want to ask him? You sound ill? I am close now to the true death, Restless One. It will not be long before I pass beyond the eternal boundary and find the peace I have been seeking. I tire of this mortal sphere. The plains hold no more wonders for one such as I. Are you certain there might be some way I could help you? I do not wish to live forever, nor live again, Restless One. I could not bear it. Okay, is there anything else I want to ask him, particularly pertinent? What do you do here? I'll fill you in. He writes in that big book. He's the log keeper. So he records every sort of corpse that comes in, gives him the numbers, that sort of thing. As you turn to leave, Dal speaks. Know this, I do not envy you, Restless One. To be reborn as you would be a curse that I could not bear. You must come to terms with it. At some point, your path will return you here. It is the way of all things flesh and bone. Then perhaps we will meet again, Dal. Okay, that door's shut. Okay, another room to explore. Let's have a look around. Oh, this one's pretty empty. One zombie. Oh, I've collected more.
Sure, why not?
You can, yeah, that's the point actually. You can move these people around on their own. What's whizzing around there? Doing laps. And I can choose the nameless one as well.
I'm gone.
Yeah?
Yeah, when you click on them, they do their little... Oh, not all the time.
Huh?
What does?
What?
Huh? What? Who?
Done.
How do I collect them both, though? Multi-select.
What's up, Chief?
Oh, nope. Do I have to hold it down? Nope.
What's the word, Chief?
Okay, how do I click both of them together?
Done.
What's up?
Okay, somehow I did that. I don't know how I did that. But I've got them both now. Right, okay. This huge corpse is standing heavily in the corner of the room facing the wall. He looks to have been a heavy-set man in his early years, and judging by the condition of his body, he died only recently. This one is a new member of staff. The freshly stitched number on his forehead reads 1664. Looks like it's been serving as a librarian, for it's carrying a huge stack of books. Okay, I want to have a look at those books. The books appear to be old mortuary ledgers, none of them any particular interest. As you search through the text, however, you notice a loose page folded between two of the books. You're suddenly struck with the feeling that someone tucked it there to hide it. Okay, take the page. It doesn't look like it belongs with the ledgers, it looks like it belongs in a logbook. The tear is clean, as if with a knife. You suspect the page was removed on purpose. Okay, read through. Take a moment to read through the pages. A list of dead bodies brought to the mortuary and logged in the receiving room. All the entries appear to be recent arrivals. Examine it again. Examine the books again. So how did you come to be a librarian? Are the other jobs taken? Haha. No. Okay, so we've got that page. Receive it. Oh, examine it. Okay, so it's a list of people who were dead, brought in, and how they died. Collector was Pox. That's the name. The collector is the person who brought them, so who got paid for delivering the body. So that's Pox. That's Farrod. Farrod again. Farrod again. Farrod again. Okay, so he's making a living off of this. Farrod again. Yep, okay, so lots and lots and lots of bodies brought in by Farrod. Now, desiccated corpse, indeterminable, shell prevents identification. There's a star next to that one. As with the previous entries, these shells Farrod has brought also show signs of having been prepared. I've asked the Initiate Emmerich to launch an investigation into the matter. Furthermore, 16542 is one of Farrod's gang. I've seen the individual before. I would ask Emmerich to pay heed to how the man died. Okay, so they're suspicious of Farod. I mean, the bodies are prepared, so he's taking stuff off them. We knew that already. Knife marks. I mean, is there a suspicion that he might actually be generating dead bodies and killing people? Possibly. Seems to suggest that anyway. Okay. Right. Stuff to look at. Nothing there. Bandages. Bandages are for healing, by the way. It's like a healing potion in other games. It'll restore a little bit of health when I apply them. Because, I mean, this is your kind of level 1 area. It's fairly safe. You know, I wouldn't be roaming around this freely in other parts of the game. You know, I know that I'm not going to get jumped out on, so I'm kind of being a bit less cautious. Now, Evine, someone I can talk to. You see a slight young woman with pale features. The sunken flesh around her cheeks and neck make her appear as if she is starving. She seems intent on dissecting the corpse in front of her, putting the chest like with a finger. Greetings. The woman does not respond. She seems too intent on the body in front of her. As you watch her work, you suddenly notice her hands. Her fingers are talons. They are darting in and out of the corpse's chest cavity like knives, removing organs. I said greetings. The woman makes no response. Mort, I think the dusty chip might be a bit short of hearing, Chief. Let's lay off, shall we? What's wrong with the hand?
Updated my journal.
She's a tiefling, Chief. They got fiend blood in their veins, usually because some ancestor of theirs shared knickers with one demon or another. Makes some of them addled in the head, and addled looking too. Okay, I'll tap her. Hey. The woman jumps and whips around to face you. Her eyes are a rotting yellow, with small orange dots for pupils. As she sees you, her expression changes from surprise to irritation as she frowns at you. Greetings? She doesn't seem to have heard you. She leans forward, squinting, as if she can't quite make you out. Whatever is wrong with her eyes must make her terribly nearsighted. You, she clacks her taloned fingers together, then makes a strange motion with her hand. Find thread and embalming juice. Bring here, to Evine. Go, go, go.
Updated my journal.
She turns away. She makes no sign she heard you. Okay. Okay. Zombies to talk to. Let's talk to these quickly. The eyes of this corpse are set close together and the eyeballs themselves are slightly askew. One faces to the left and the other to the right. You can barely make out the number 257 traced onto the bruised forehead. Looks like the corpse has taken several blows to the head, making the number difficult to read. Oh, that's a bit cheeky. Don't you get dizzy with your eyeballs facing like that? There's no flicker of understanding in the corpse's eyes. Okay. And this one. 506. Side of its neck and its right arm. In fact, the skin of this peeling corpse has been sewn up with so many stitches its skin looks like a bizarre street map. Okay, examine the stitches. The stitches encircle the corpse, running from its arms, across its chest, up its neck, and into the damp mass of white hair. As you follow the crossroads of stitches, you notice someone has jammed a needle into the corpse's forehead. Eek. The needle is attached to the thread, stitching up the side of the skull. Well, I needed needle and thread and embalming fluid for Evine, so I'll take that. You slice the thread. As you do, the skin covering the forehead peels back to reveal the corpse's chalk white skull, where to your surprise the number 78 has been chiseled. Seems like you've got two different designations there, corpse. It stares at you. Okay, so I got the needle and thread. That's good. We needed that. It's half of that mini quest done. 985 has stopped dead in its tracks. Judging from the condition of its left leg, it looks as if some sort of tomb rot or corpse mould has eaten through its knee. The corpse is wobbling unsteadily back and forth, trying to keep its balance. Let me just push it. I'll try and balance it. Try and be nice. You reach out for the corpse's left arm to help steady it. As you grab its arm, however, the corpse suddenly sways to the right, and you end up tugging the corpse rather than steadying it. Oops. Chief, you might want to... There's a crack from the corpse's left leg, and the body falls like a dead tree. Its torso strikes the stone flagstones and shatters like a rotten melon. Filth and ichor gurgling from the cavity. To your surprise, no one seems to have noticed the corpse's collapse, and even stranger, the left leg remains standing where the body was, as if to attention. After a moment, the leg falls over with a wet thump. As you gaze upon the putrefied remains of the corpse, you notice that its left arm seems intact. It has snapped from the torso during the fall, and it doesn't appear to have been touched by the tomb rot that had spread through the rest of the body. I wonder if I could make use of that arm. Left arm, 985. Okay, I can use it as a club. And I'm gonna... Oh, wrong button. I will get used to these buttons eventually, I'm sure. But it is a bit tricky with the controller. Okay, yeah, I've equipped the arm, so I'm swinging an arm at people now. Anyone comes near me, they're gonna get armed. Oh, there is someone in here. The shambling corpse gazes at you with vacant eyes. The number 821 is carved into the forehead and its lips have been stitched closed. The faint smell of formaldehyde emanates from the body. So, seen anything interesting going on? As you address the zombie, it blinks in surprise. What? You're not a zombie, who are you?
Updated my journal.
The zombie, air quotes, is trying to respond behind stitched lips. He has a peculiar, half-frightened, half-angry expression. Who are you? What do you want? I'm looking for a way out of here. Can you help me? The zombie doesn't seem to have heard you. He looks you up and down for a few moments, then frowns. What do you do here? His eyes narrow suspiciously. You spy on Dusties? I'm not a spy. I got sealed in here by accident. Can you help me out? I could lie. Yeah, I'm gonna lie. Yes, I'm spying on the Dusties. He studies more intently. You spy? You with Cell? Huh? Mort breaks in, whispering, "By the powers, this bug's an anarchist!" Posing as a zombie. It's got to be a first for those adult sods.
Updated
Anarchists?
my journal.
Anarchists are a faction. Mort looks like he's about to let loose a torrent of insults, then notices the zombie staring at you both, listening intently. They want to liberate everyone from the chains of government. Turn down the old, establish a new order with no order at all. Why? That seems like a noble pursuit. Any anarchist dedicated to such a lofty goal is definitely a friend of mine. The zombie nods at this, and you think you detect him puffing up a little in pride. Okay, lie. So you're a spy for the anarchists. I'm spying on the Dusties, but I can't speak too much about it right now. What are you doing here? We spy on Dusties. Say what I see, nothing more. Okay, what have you seen the dustmen do? Nothing. They do nothing. Can't find nothing. Dead, just dead people. Dusties do nothing. Eyes narrowing conviction. Still I watch. He's on guard for something sneaky going on. I mean, I don't think anything sneaky is going on. I think this is what the dustmen do. I see. There's something else I wanted to ask you. How can I escape from here? The zombie grunts. You can escape through portals. He waves his hands. Poof! 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 Portals? What portals? Portals, the zombie waves around the area. Portals everywhere. Can you show me one of the portals, please? He's silent for a moment. Why should I help you? Maybe we could help each other out. What do you want in return? You need to get a key for me. One iron key to Embalmment's room. Alright, where's the key? Dusty Chit has it. She has yellow eyes. We know who that is. Blades on fingers. The dustman with yellow eyes. Yeah, hold on, I'll be back.
Updated my journal.
The zombie squints at you. If you get caught, don't say nothing about me, or me got you in your sleep. Oh, okay. Okay, I'll be back. Let's go get the key.
Updated my journal.
As you study the motion of Vivian's hands, you feel a prickling sensation. And then suddenly you find your vision swimming, blurring, until you are standing in front of the freshly stained corpse, rigor mortis making a mockery of its smile. The number 42 has been stitched onto its scalp. The zombie is lying on a slab, and you have just finished stitching up its chest. You have placed something inside, something that may prove useful if you come this way again. Echo, keep these things safe and wait for my return. Okay, so I need to look at the body number 42. The memory of your voice is an echo, strange and hollow to your ears. You cross your arms in front of your chest, and to your surprise the corpse does so too. After a moment its hands fall back to its sides, and as it does the vision fades, until you are watching Yvonne's hands make this stitching motion once more. Okay, so this does happen quite a lot in the game actually. You get these kind of itching feelings in your skull, and it's a memory. So what this was telling us was that you, the protagonist, the nameless one, in a previous life has hidden something within body number 42. So if we meet zombie number 42, we'll know that there's something, an item inside them, which we can get out. Oh, and I just smacked my mic. Smooth. Okay. Tap her gently to get her attention. Wait a minute. You make the motion of a key turning with your hand. I need an embalming key. Do you have one? She leans forward, looking at your hand, motions and sniffs. Her hands dart into a robe, then emerge. A key hanging from a wickedly sharp index finger. She flicks it in her hand. Bring back when done. Go, go.
Updated my journal.
That was easier than I thought. I got the key. Easier than I remember. You're amazed at his disguise. Greetings. Here's the embalming room key you wanted. The zombie's eyes widen, and he snatches the key from your hand. He turns it over, nodding all the while. Good, good. Now, how do I get out of here?
Updated my journal.
The zombie grunts. You can escape through the portals. He waves his hands. Phew. Well, I mean, this is what you told me before. Can you show me one of these portals? You want out? Okay, he's telling me now. Go to arch in first floor northwest room. You need finger bone, shape of crook. He holds up his index finger and bends it into a crook. Then you have a key. Go to arch. Jump to secret crypt and can escape from here. Secret escape route. He nods eagerly. You can rest there. Crooked finger bone. Where am I going to find one of those?
Updated my journal.
Shrugs. Must be one somewhere. Look in storage rooms or upper floor, maybe. Maybe there. Right, very well. Check upstairs for the finger bone, then head to the first floor on one of the arches in the northwest room. Got it. Okay. Right, I think we've almost gone full circle on this floor. Let's check here. Embalming fluid. Hey, we needed that. So we've got the needle and thread. We've got, oh, lots of embalming fluid. The container's locked. Can I attack it?
Forced it.
Hey, yes, you can bash things open. There we go. I thought you could. Ancient copper earring. Ancient copper earring. Okay, it's a... Examining objects further. Copper earring looks ancient. Oddly enough, there doesn't seem to be a hook or any means actually attaching it to your ear. A series of strange grooves have been carved on the inside of the earring, however, which might merit a closer examination. Okay, so I think that's a magic item, but there's a kind of behind-the-scenes skill called lore, which lets you identify stuff. You can buy scrolls of identification, which will let you examine items in a bit more detail. Okay, right, just before we go up the stairs, we are very quickly going to go and run back to Yvonne and complete that first sort of mini quest. They are coming, honest. I'm just a bit slow. There we go. Tap her, give her the thread.
Updated my journal.
Without missing a beat, Yvonne snaps the thread from your hands and hooks it around one of her talons, then begins sewing up the corpse's chest. She then takes the embalming fluid and begins to apply her later. Okay, wait for that. Within minutes she is finished. She clicks her talons, then turns to face you. To your surprise, she extends her hand and drags her talons around your arms and chest. Well, it's not that I'm flattered, but... Looks like you have a new friend, Chief. You two need some time together, or... Stow it more. As she traces your arms and chest, you suddenly notice she seems to be examining your scars. She withdraws her talons, clicks them twice, then bends forward and examines some of your tattoos on your chest. Who write on you? Hivers do that? No respect for zombies. Zombies, not paintings. She sniffs and pokes one of your scars. This one bad shape, many scars. No preserves. Okay, I'll wait. Her talons suddenly hook into the thread you brought her, and lightning-like she jabs another talon into the skin near one of your scars. It feels barely more than a pinprick, but it looks like she's about to start stitching you up. Okay, I'll let her do that.
Updated my journal.
The sensation is curiously painless as Yvonne begins to stitch you your scars. When she is done, She sniffs you, frowns, then stabs her finger into the embalming fluid. Within minutes, she has dabbed your body with the fluid, and strangely enough, it makes you feel better. Okay, let it work. Mort says, this may be the second time in my life I'm thankful I don't have a nose. He ain't wrong. Evine puts the last touches on your body, gives you another sniff, nods, then makes a shooing motion with the talons. Done. Go, go. Okay, and you see on the box on the right here, this is the log of what's happened, and my maximum hit points have gone up by 1. It's a permanent increase. So I gained a hit point from doing that, which is good. The more hit points you've got, the more damage you can take in combat. Right, we are going to go up these stairs. Okay, so we're on mortuary 3rd level now. Actually going to end the video there. A good time to stop, because this is a whole new floor of the mortuary to explore, and I want to make sure that these episodes that we go through together are short enough to digest, to be honest. If we add the 2 parts of this together, that's about an hour's worth of gameplay so far. So yeah, still lots to uncover, lots to understand about the Nameless One. Why, you know, why did he wake up on that slab? What happened just before that? What's happened in all the lives he's had before those? Why was Mort there? He hasn't actually said anything about why he was there. He's just appeared. So, you know, is there something going on there? Now, clearly I know, but I'm keeping you all in suspense. So we'll, you know, you're not going to get any spoilers from me. I'm going to try and hold back from this as much as I can, without getting too carried away. So, I really do hope that you've enjoyed seeing this classic role-playing game on a modern-day console. I know it doesn't look the best, but trust me, it actually looks a lot better than it did back in the day. You can show whether you liked the video or not by clicking that little thumbs up on YouTube. That would be amazing if you did. If there's anything in particular you want to feedback, any moments in that first episode that you really enjoyed, any feedback on how I'm doing as a Let's Player, please leave a comment. Really appreciate any comments that you make. So tune in for the next episode. It should be, I'm trying to do these as often as I can. You know what it's like when you've got family, work, all those sorts of things. Excuses. But I will try and produce as much content as often as possible. So the best way to find out when the next videos come in is to subscribe to the channel as well. If you do any or all of those things, I'd be hugely grateful. Thanks very much for watching, and catch you next time.